Introduction, Doc, one can't help wonder, if Utata was alive to talk today and say, this is what I think about the state of the city and the state of the ANC in power of the city, how would you think he would respond?
We've reached a stage with the African National Congress as the ruling party in South Africa, lack of accountability, absolutely no consequence for people who serious allegations of corruption, and they still find themselves in key positions. In fact, what happens, instead of action being taken, you will be offered a job somewhere else. That is the ANC that we know, and even post-Nasrec, I can't see that the current leadership of the African National Congress will get rid of corruption, which is one of the fundamental key challenges that this country is facing.
It's very disheartening to hear that from you, Dr. Matebisi, because you are a resident here, but I'm going to reflect back to December when I came to visit the city of Mangaung to look at really the state of readiness of the ANC going into that conference. And one of the things I will not forget is that each time you raised the counter view of the candidate you are putting forward to be the Secretary General of the ANC to go and preside over the business of the ANC, the administration of the ANC at national level, is the same individual that, stands accused, or his name is mentioned, it's shrouded in controversy. And the response, which is quite correct in my view, is quite simply that there is no court of law anywhere in this land that has pronounced on the criminality or the lack thereof on the part of Dr. Estina Magaqa, who's the Premier and the chairperson of the ANC in this province, actually the Secretary General of the ANC.
Yeah.
How would you respond?
One would have to be very cautious when responding to that question. But what I know, we've got too many premiers who keeps on coming straight-faced on the public media saying that they are not aware of certain things. And that for me shows also lack of respect for the South African citizens. You can't be an accounting officer and at the end of the day come out and say you didn't know about that. The problem with the ANC is that there are too many untouchables. And unfortunately, there's huge implications for the rest of South Africa because corruption, it's actually the greatest challenge that prevents this country to fight against poverty. And at the end of the day, I think we ordinary South Africans have also condoned the kind of leaders. And that's why sometimes I only believe that some of them strongly believe that they are demigods. They are public servants who needs to respect South Africans. But it's actually the other way around, where they are exploiting the resources that they're supposed to actually ensure that at the end of the day services are rendered for the better part for the rest of South Africans.
Doc, lastly and very briefly, when you say that, let us not forget about the impact to the community, to society, to the places where these leaders preside, the impact of the acts that we witness, maladministration, corruption, whatever we want to call it. What immediately comes to mind as a resident of Bloemfontein, where you would say that, look, I see Vrede, I see Estina Dairy Project on the one side, and in my mind I'm thinking of this particular community where these problems persist. What example can you give of that?
Well, we know South Africa has been faced by a drought problem, but at the end of the day, if you've got proper management, water management, I don't think we will be facing this. But the problem with our leaders is that they will always look for projects where at the end of the day the money will find their way to private property, and that way they are actually killing service delivery.
That's where we're going to leave it, Doc. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
His name is Dr. Sethulego Matebisi. He's a political analyst, and of course it's the first time today that we've really enjoyed a more wholesome and a complete view over matters that are not stemming from a political entity or a stakeholder in the municipality and the province of the West of the Free State, but rather someone who enjoys more of a bird-eye view to just explain to us what the meaning and the implications of the topic that is at hand here today.